22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
And are not afraid to say it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Black Westchester Presents, the People Before Politics radio show, every Sunday 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com. Of course, we got Black by Popular Demand, Damon K. Jones, the man with the plan, and the megaphone in his hand.
Whoa! Yes.
That's dangerous.
And I just bought new batteries for the megaphone.
The walking press conference in the place to be.
There you go.
And we have the lovely Latina Lorraine Lopez in the place to be.
Yes.
And
Lorraine.
Dr. Robert Basketball, a.k.a. Brooklyn Bob, in the place to be.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. And
That's a proper introduction.
Yeah. And I am A.J. Woodson. We are the People Before Politics radio show, and this is officially our 4-year anniversary show. We started off August 3rd, 2014. This is the 4th anniversary show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, baby. And don't forget tomorrow to tune into the Black Westchester Power Hour on WVOX from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Tune in. You don't want to miss the show. So, we just going to have fun today. We're going to talk about some stuff. If you watch Facebook or any of the local news, you know what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what's going on. And we don't have to get into too much detail right now. But 4 years, man. This is 4 years ago. We came up here to visit. Priscilla had a show, and she invited Damon on the show. I came up and I took pictures and everything. And Damon was like, we could do the show up there. And we talked to Cruz. Shout out to Cruz.
Yeah, shout out to Cruz, the owner of In The Mix Radio. Big shout out to
DJ Cruz in the place to be.
DJ Cruz, legendary DJ Cruz.
Yeah.
DJ Cruz.
Yeah. So he talked to Cruz. We worked out the particulars. And August 3rd, 2014, we started our first show.
Beautiful.
The first one of many. And this is episode 179, I believe. So we coming up on the 200th episode in a minute. You know what I mean? So it's about to go down. We thank everybody who has tuned in. We thank everybody who has been following us, who has been rocking with us. We greatly appreciate you. We could not be here without you. We thank all the guests who have appeared. And there have been many. Everybody who's running for an election, this is the place to be. This has been the place. Everybody who was told not to come, they're still at home because they didn't win. Shout out to Jonathan Newton, National Association of Police Brutality. He says congratulations. Charles Robert Street is out supporting his Facebook page, you're gonna have to see that on there. I'm not announcing your Facebook page. Wanda London said, "Hey Lorraine."
Hey, Wanda.
Lee Carolyn Brown said, "Happy anniversary." John Jones is tuned in. Lee said, "Hello." Jonathan Newton said, "This is the show I want to watch today." All right, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's
Wonder
thinking,
why.
yeah.
And then we have Uncle Frank is in the house, as
Uncle Frank.
always. Shout out when we did the first Facebook Live video, and he knows what I'm talking about. Within minutes, he came and he brought his 6-pack of cupcakes just as support. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him because he's always supporting. The Future Society, Kevin Bunch. Who else is tuned in? Janine Boyd from the ATL. What's going on, Janine? Thank you for tuning in to our anniversary show. And I'm expecting a lot more people to tune in.
Sharon Smith.
Okay, Sharon Smith, thank you. Also, well, let me just, so Dr. Bob,
Yes.
any couple of words, start off the show, what you've been
Well,
doing, what's going on?
It's nice to be back, firstly. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I was here.
Oh, yeah, and officially, last week was Dr. Bob's birthday.
Yeah.
So once again,
Happy birthday,
official
Dr.
happy
Bob.
Dr. Bob.
Happy birthday to Dr. Bob in the place to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Thank you very much. And
Official, 'cause I don't think you heard your birthday shouts. We gave you big props last week, but
I
You
must
tuned in
confess,
afterwards.
I was otherwise preoccupied. So,
hey,
in any
hey,
event,
that's what's up.
finished up this summer session and, looking forward to some time off and now able to get back on the show. And, so I'm glad to be here. And also to discuss, the latest goings on in the city of Mount Vernon.
No doubt, no doubt. Lorraine Lopez, what's going
Yeah.
on, woman? What's
Well,
going
I'm
on?
here to listen to whatever's going on.
Shout out to Charles Stern, tuned in. Said, "Hey, AJ and everybody." Tasha Honey D, Tasha Young is tuned in. Rico Champion is tuned in, and he said, "Ready."
Brother
Wanda said-
Rico, thanks for coming by, man, and supporting the shop, brother.
Jonathan Newton said, "Happy birthday, Dr. Bob."
Thank you very
Kevin
much.
Bunch said, "Happy anniversary, family. Here's to more years of truth. Been waiting 4 years for this show all day. Waiting for this show all day."
Yeah.
John Jones said, Dr. Bob is the oldest on the show. That is actually
John, stop the police work now, man.
that is actually not true. I believe that would be me.
But I appreciate the well wishes from John and everyone.
Yes. Oh, actually, yes. I'll just leave it. I think that's me. Atif Khalil tuned in. Hey, John Stern said, "AJ, I like that hat. Very sporty. Thank you very much." Atif said, "Happy anniversary." Kevin Bunch said, "Happy birthday, Dr. Bob." Atif
Yes.
said, "What's up to everybody?" So,
What's up, Atif?
so I want to start. You know what? Sometimes you just got to start things off with a bang. Let's just start things off with a bang. You know what I'm saying? I know my man, my brother, Damon K. Jones, got a couple of things he just want to get off his chest. And we're going to go into we're going to zoom in on this brother and let him express what he need to express real quick. So
Are we zoomed in?
we zoomed in right now. You
we
are
are-
zoomed in.
Oh, that's good. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I'm
well,
trying to share it. I'm trying to share.
okay. Well, while you sharing it, I zoom back out. Yo, while you sharing it, so over the weekend, for those just didn't know, so we were out. We got the paper Friday. The anniversary issue is out. We had some delays in getting out everywhere, but it will be out. Where it's not out, it will be out there Tuesday. We also, if you see everybody, we have the anniversary shirts on, the 1 year anniversary shirts. You can see them right now. We all got the joints. They're available for sale, $25. We'll tell you how you can get that later. Yes, definitely support. For all those that wanted to support, we got the shirts. So anyway, so we're going out.
We sold a couple of them at the barbecue.
Yeah, we sold a
yesterday.
couple yesterday.
Yeah.
Shout out to your sister, Susie Rivera, and your niece,
Ashley.
Ashley
Shout out
Rivera.
to your family.
And Ashley Rivera, she got accepted by, I think, all the Ivy League schools.
Wow.
She got,
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
We got
She
to
got
do
like-
something
yeah.
on that, man.
Yeah, so
I mean,
she did. It's in the paper on Lorraine's column. She did.
Oh, okay.
She got a whole page. I guess her family got a stack of papers up there in Poughkeepsie right now.
Okay,
She was a rock
congratulations to
star.
her.
All her friends came by and she opened the paper. She was like a rock star. They were like, "Oh my God!" You know, her little
Had to
girlfriends and
sign it
stuff.
and
She
everything.
was signing autographs, like yeah, word up. Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. So anyway, we was going to get the shirts. We went to pick up the papers. We was headed out to White Plains, Greenberg, which is usually our first stop, and we got a call. So I guess Damon's phone didn't ring or whatever. I get a call. It's Damon's wife saying that the city of Mount Vernon is trying to shut down the shop. Okay, so, let me just describe the atmosphere. We're on the highway. That's not something you want to say to a man about his wife's place while he's driving. So we probably broke all kinds of traffic laws. If he could have made a U-turn on the highway.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
If we could have made a U-turn on the highway, we probably would have. But he had to go off, come back. We get there in record time. I go Facebook Live right away. The building inspector, Amandi, and the ordinance officer, I think that's her title, Andrea Ayers, are sitting inside of the Cupcake Shop. That's Cupcake Cutie, 868 South 6th Avenue. So owned by Damon's daughter and wife. So we get there, we find out what's going on. They're asking for some documentation. I put the camera in their face, like, yo, why are you trying to close down the shop? The building inspector says, no, nobody's closing down the shop. No, this is just a random check, making sure everybody has their CFO. We're just randomly checking. So, long story short, they left. We stayed for about a couple of hours. We came through. So now we broke out, went to New Rochelle. Went to Yonkers, met Tasha Diaz. She was the point person for Yonkers, dropped off papers to her so she could distribute to Yonkers. Went to New Rochelle. I'm in the shop, DP Printing and Graphics on Church Street, picking up our shirts. Shout to Don Powell. And all of a sudden, we get another call. I come out the shop, and Damon's like, jump in the van, we got to go. So we never do New Rochelle. We come back. And now, and I forgot, when we got there earlier, they had like 6 police officers across the street. So
In the
that did
fire
not
department.
that did not want to be there. That's why they were standing across the street. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't standing in front of the shop. So anyway, we get back there again. It's the same thing. Now you see the building inspector with a padlock lock in his hand and a like a clipboard or something, and they're waiting for everyone to get out so they can lock the business down. The same way they did to OK Freddy's 6 times. The same way they did to Mega Beverage 6 times, despite court orders to open back up the business and lock it again. The same way they did Tequila Tennis. Yo, you ain't gotta like cupcakes. You ain't gotta like Jamaican food. You ain't gotta like tennis. You ain't gotta like none of these businesses. But if you're a business owner, this should concern you for the lack of due process, because they came in with all of these places like they did Friday. No paperwork, no documentation,
Exactly.
no prior violations of any kind, and just wanted to shut down the business. A couple of things happened. So this is Friday. On Thursday, Damon K. Jones hosted the Attorney General, the Democratic candidates for Attorney General's candidate forum. The winner of this election will be the prosecutor of Mayor Thomas.
Exactly. We got
So-
that picture to post?
I'll pull it up in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. Kenny Plummer's tuned in. Tasha said happy anniversary. Jonathan Newton said, Damon, I know you are going to be suing them for this BS. Banks Wheeler has tuned in.
Exactly,
Jesse,
Jonathan.
Zola, Henry, happy anniversary. My cousin Wayne
Zola,
Robinson.
what's up, my man?
Wayne Robinson Sr. is tuned in. So anyway, so they come through, and basically, they don't present no paperwork. They don't present no issue. They try to say something about a CFO, which was a temporary one was given, and then they had to, the building had to have some kind of a backflow thing fixed or something for the entire building, which
The
consists
paperwork,
of like
look,
six-
everything
Right.
was done.
Right. So
right?
so
It wasn't nothing.
right.
It wasn't nothing wrong with the building.
The building itself,
what-
everything
what,
had been
what
done.
was wrong is they did not issue
Dating the permanent one.
the permanent one.
And they knew that, so they particularly came there after going to Leicester Towers, which is the projects, for anybody who only knows it as the projects, to inspect elevators or something. And then they got ran off there by Councilman Wallace and came straight down to Cupcake Cutie right afterwards. Now, the ironic thing is, while they were trying to make it look like it was random, they went next door, 2 doors down to the gun shop. The building inspector, Amandi, sticks his head in. He says a couple of words. He's back out trying to run from my camera because I had the camera on him. And he's calling into his office to check to make sure their paperwork's there. He's not talking about locking them down. Obviously, their paper must not have been hanging because he had to call in to see if they had it.
So this was targeted?
This was
Yeah,
targeted.
It was targeted.
This has been a series of targeted attacks on this business, on Damon's wife as a Mount Vernon police detective, just as retaliation for stories and coverage of corruption that we have uncovered, for putting Spezio on the cover and doing an investigative report, for putting Thomas on the cover and exposing that whole situation with the AG's office, for putting out the truth and pointing out the lies of the propaganda that has been posted and been sold to the people as a bill of goods. We've been putting it out, and Damon has challenged them on several of occasions. If anything has said on this show, if anything written on the online magazine, blackwestchester.com, if any words in the printed version of the newspaper is a lie and is not factually true, then sue us. And the two people who like to go to court the most, Spezio and Mayor Thomas, have yet to sue us.
That is a fact.
The challenge that Damon has made on VOX, on this show, on Facebook, and everywhere else that he can possibly make it on every other forum. So
I got another challenge tonight.
yeah, and we're gonna get into that. So basically, Maisha, Damon's daughter, and I gotta say, start off by giving her props. I am proud because she has been quiet for 2 years or more through all the harassment, and even the mayor, like he did with OK Freddy's and everywhere else, was there all up in the cupcake shop when he was campaigning in 2015. But because of what we've written, have retaliated, she's been quiet. But she said enough is enough. And because she was legal and they had no legal cause to shut her down, she would not leave the premises.
Exactly.
And we decided that we were going to stand with her until it was over. And she prevailed. She did not get shut down on Friday night despite all the stuff that went out. She was open yesterday. Cupcake Cutie is open right now. If you want to stop by, go by, get a cupcake, take a selfie, post it. Everyone has been there, from Reggie Lafayette to everybody.
King
The media has
Jenkins.
been there. King Jenkins. Everybody has been
Jenkins
there.
went by?
Yeah, he was there today, but we were sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Oh, snap.
So-
I bought a dozen yesterday, thank God.
Yeah, Lorraine brought a dozen. Everybody came through. Sean Patterson Howard came through with her husband, and she brought I saw at least 6 in the picture. And everybody support. So I want to give,
And everybody says how tasty they are.
Right.
Oh, my God, they're so
and
good.
I just want to say, yo, there's a lot of adults that's our age that don't have the balls to fight for what's right and stand up to the
Exactly.
establishment. And this young girl who's young enough to be my daughter turns 29 this year. This young girl was like, enough is enough. I am not backing down. I am not leaving. And she would not let them in. So then they tried to put yellow tape up the front like
They
it was a
didn't try,
crime
they
scene.
did put-
Well, but yeah, like it was a crime scene, and ordered the police to arrest any customers or anybody who tried to come in to pick up their orders. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's kind of crazy. Like, no due process.
mean, you
So I
would
talked
think
to
they committed
talked to the experts. One more second.
murders.
I talked to the experts. I talked to people in the building department. I talked to people in the county. I talked to people in the state on every level. And I had a previous conversation with Sharifa Khan, the actual marshal of Mount Vernon. If a business, let's just say everything they said about every business is correct, there's a due process. One, they get served some kind of papers or violations. They have a certain amount of time to get that fixed. Secondly, if you can rush that, and there's a court date, a judge makes a mandate. And if there is going to be an eviction, it's not the Mount Vernon Police Department, it's the Sheriff's Department that evicts them. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't just go in, the marshals that evict them. You cannot go into any business, walk in, and say, yo, we're shutting you down. And everybody, and I don't care if you white, black, I don't care if you live in Fleetwood, I don't care where you live, yo, you know, on that, well, it don't affect me because they didn't do it to me. Every business in Mount Vernon should be concerned, because if you have a disagreement or challenge anything of this administration, you too will be illegally shut down.
I just want to, I think the concern should be of all residents of Mount Vernon.
Exactly.
Especially if you own a property, right? It's
Property
if you
too.
are a
They've gone after
property
homeowners
owner
too, yeah.
more broadly.
Yeah.
So this is an issue because we have seen that at least on one occasion, if not more, where the mayor has also arbitrarily torn down a building at 136 Park Avenue where it didn't seem to follow proper notification procedures. So
And he didn't even pay the contractors that made it, that tore it down.
right. I mean, it is shameful. There's a lot of people who are victimized by the mayor's ill-advised actions, and of course it includes Damon, and I think it's rather transparent. Damon and his family is rather transparent why they were targets of this attack. But in addition, other people have also been caught in the crossfire as well. And in one particular instance, if I'm not mistaken, one of the building inspectors was summarily.
I don't know. Well, he wasn't a building inspector, but he worked for the building department. I don't know what his title was.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But
I'm not sure
he
what
was
Troy's title
told. What's his name?
Troy.
Troy. So Troy was actually, because he did not, since Maisha wasn't come out, they had to wait and wait and wait for hours. When the building department did not shut down the cupcake shop in a
Fast enough.
timely manner, this individual was fired on the spot, told to hand in his ID, building ID, you know, whatever and everything, and his credentials and everything to the nearest police officer and leave the premises. So he was fired for not following an unlawful order.
Mhm.
So,
For not following an unlawful order.
right.
That's another lawsuit.
Right.
Well,
and,
yeah,
and
it
several
definitely-
people, several people who are civil servants, Larry Fair and Dr. Nick and several others, have been fired for no reason, and they're civil servants, and those are all lawsuits too. There are several lawsuits pending. It's going to bankrupt the city. It's not about doing right at this point. I think he knows that he's coming to the end. There's no winning this for him. It's almost like it's about taking down everything that he can take down. It's like getting everything that can be gotten before he's on his way out, and it must be stopped. And power to the people that stood up and who were not afraid to stand with Maisha, who were not afraid to come and take pictures of their support, who did not complain that they was captured on camera because they didn't want to be seen by the mayor. Props to everybody who had the heart to stand with her. Props to Kayla Tennis, who have their own problems
And came
through
to
in
support.
support.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Big
that's
shout out,
huge.
big shout out.
Huge.
Big shout out to Kayla Tennis.
And that's
coming and
we
supporting
talk
us.
about the real Mount Vernon and real Mount Vernonites. That's the real Mount Vernon. Standing, the people that stand together like that for you when something unjustly happens. That's the real Mount Vernonites. Whether you was born here or whether you just been in here 8-10 years or you just do business here, those are the real people of Mount Vernon that made the city great. You know what I'm saying? And we need to get rid of all this BS and corruption and all that other stuff and get back to that where we actually look out for one another like we used to do back in the days.
You had some people from Yonkers also go by.
Yonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
White Plains. People came from White Plains. They
The
came from all over.
Anti-Racism Alliance.
Donna
you know,
Nolan
Donna, yeah.
and her family went by today.
Oh, they did? Thank you, Donna.
Yes.
And that's
Thank
the young
you,
lady
Donna.
that's the one who
whose son was killed, and
Right.
they just named a street in Yonkers after him.
Right.
Thank you, Donna.
And,
Thank
know,
you. Appreciate it.
People that are going through Kenneth Chamberlain was there. People who have been going through their own fights of injustice came to support. Other people just came out and support. And thank you for everybody. I can't name everybody, for everyone who showed any level of support, whether on Facebook, whether in person, whether you broadcast it live, whether you purchased cupcakes. Everybody who supported in any manner, we take our hat off to you and we say thank you for supporting this young lady, and we give her props.
Exactly.
So we're gonna, without further ado, we're gonna go into Damon K. Jones' special message that he wants to deliver.
First, I really want to thank, I want to thank everybody for their support. I think it's really important, that we as a community, not just a Mount Vernon community, but a Westchester community, a New York State community, when we see injustice, we come together because it's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do to support each other. And I also, I want to say I'm very proud of Maisha. I am very proud that she stood up. She had the spirit and she had the guts to stand up. And because of what she did, I know that our people are in good hands when we have leaders like her. She's a leader. She knew something was wrong, and she stood her ground for her rights. And I think it gives a lesson to people in Mount Vernon. It gives a lesson to people that are watching everywhere. When you work hard for something, when you sacrifice for something, nobody can just come and take it away from you, no matter what position they feel that they hold or what power that they feel that they hold. Because whatever they do to you, the Most High allowed it, but also the Most High will never put something on you that you can't handle. So I'm saying that to say, Mayor Thomas, it's something on your heart with me that you can't get it off, that you have to attack my family in the way that you're doing. I already know that you're trying to find some ways to suspend my wife tomorrow. Already know that. People have already told me you looked at her time to see if she was working while she was in the shop. You tried to see if she had a uniform on. You want to write her up because she made some cusses at you when she was explaining to Amandi the history of harassment by your office. I already know that. I already know your nature is evil, and I already know what you want to do. This is what you want to do tomorrow, because you did that before when I didn't shake your hand, and that Monday morning you went and you suspended her for over 7 months. I know your character. So I'm saying that because you have something on your heart. I don't know what it is, and you have a lot of cowardness that you can't really get it out. You can't really be a man about it and confront me about it and be a man, even with your army of police. You still don't want to be a man about it, right? So I want to give you the opportunity to get whatever you have on your heart towards me, so you can just leave my family alone. So right now, today, I'm officially challenging you, Mayor Thomas, to a charity boxing match. I'm officially challenging you to a charity boxing match because, you know, you need to get that. You need to get something off your heart. You really need to get something off your heart. I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know what it is. But if you have so much animosity against me that you want to attack women, that means you really have a problem with me. You know, and I'm really and I want to oblige you in this by a charity boxing match. And the money that we'll raise, half of it will go to the Mount Vernon Soup Kitchen, and the other half will go to the PBA. I'm making it official. I know you like to watch. I know you got a lot of snitches. So, you know, I got to make sure that you hear it, because it has to be on all this has to be on all forms of social media, so you can't hide from my challenge, because I know that you are going to try and attempt to suspend my wife tomorrow because you got embarrassed this weekend and your character can't stand it. So what I'm telling you, because you have such an issue with me, and because something is such deep rooted with you, I am giving you the opportunity in public that we can have a charity boxing match. And you can get everything, all that hatred, you can let it out as much as you want. You can swing to your heart's desire. And we're going to raise money for the PBA, right? Because I know they need some bulletproof vests. So we're going to raise some money for the PBA, and we're going to raise some money for the soup kitchen. Me and you, Richard Thomas, charity boxing match. Because you need to get something off your chest, brother. You got a problem. You got a serious problem. And I will abide you with gloves on. With gloves on. I will abide you. Right? It could be 3 rounds. Right? We can have 3 rounds. The first round, I'll knock you out. The second round, I'll knock Butch out. The third round, I'll knock Joe Spezio out. That's how we could do it. That's how we could do it, because enough is enough. So we could do it we could get that animosity. Well, you could get that animosity, because really, to be honest, I ain't got no animosity against you. I just tell the truth. I just tell how it is. Right? Because we know a coward is a coward even when he sleeps. So you have an opportunity to respond. You have an opportunity to say it. Because, you know, you don't have to sneak around and look at paperwork and see what you can do to my wife next. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do all this. It's unnecessary. It's really unnecessary. See, now people that know me from White Plains, right? People that know me from back in the day, the old Fast D is coming out, the cat that used to run the streets. Because enough is enough. See, I try to be nice to you. I know you have a little mental problem somewhere. I get that. Right? I know you got a lot of stress on you because you got a lot of charges pending. I get that. But when you fuck with my family, bro, you done lost your fucking mind. So if you got that much problems with me, let's get into a ring. We could do it at the Dole Center. We could do it wherever you want. We could do it in Yonkers. We could do it wherever you want. This is an official challenge. This is an official challenge for you. I challenge you to sue me and your deputy police commissioner, garbage man, can gangster, federal snitch, Joe Spezio. I challenge y'all to sue me. But that didn't happen. So now, you want to go after my family? So now I'm challenging you to a charity boxing match. Me and you, Richard Thomas. Be a man.
He's not.
Be a grown ass man. Stop acting like a boy. Be a grown ass man. But you ain't gonna do that. You're gonna go in tomorrow. You're gonna try to find ways how to suspend my wife. Because you're a fucking coward. Can't make it no plain. You're a fucking coward.
All And with that said, let me go back to the right screen here. There we go. There we go. There we go. We're back. Mics
It's
are
really
back
a
on.
shame if he makes an attempt to go after your wife.
Well, before that, I just want to give him a proper salutation.
Hold on, wait. Ayo Joint said Butch Thomas says he accepts. Let's set the date up. But I want Mayor Thomas. You could be next. You could be part 2, Butch. But I want Mayor Thomas. I want Mayor Thomas. And then after Mayor Thomas, I'll take Butch. Because he still has an ass whooping on layaway. It's collecting interest. So AO Joints, you can take that.
Shout out to Charlie Khalil, tuned in. Said happy anniversary. Atif said I just invited him to the show. I guess to watch it. AO said that Butch Thomas says he accepts. Sharon Smith said it's on.
Then good. He could be round. Butch can be round 2.
Rocky Frustiaglio, sorry if I mispronounced it. You need to make Mount Vernon Schools one of the strongest accredited. Jesse said creative solutions. The Future Society, Mr. Jones, if it wasn't for the fear of retaliation towards me coming into Mount Vernon, I would have been there as well. I stand with you, your family, and everyone that has been retaliated against by the mayor and his administration. Justice will be served. Montika Jones just tuned in. Bob Schrober, SHROBA, says stay strong, my brother. Floyd Myers just joined in. Najee English. I think that's everybody. Charlie Khalil said you guys are the best. You too, Lorraine. R.J. Deal Jr. just joined in. Corey Pegues, what's good, Corey?
Corey.
Jonathan Newton said they won't sue because you can open up their whole lives on discovery.
Exactly.
We should sue in the affirmative and seek all email communications and text messages. I bet you hit a treasure trove of corruption there.
Exactly.
Ken Bright tuned in. Chandra Nesbitt, Larry Fair wife tuned in. Carapella Gray. I cannot pronounce your name right now. I apologize. I'm tongue-tied. Sandy Barnaby said, oh, and what a great candidate forum it was, speaking about the Democratic AG candidate forum that took place Thursday in White Plains at, what was that place called? The
Ethical Culture Society.
Okay, say that again. We can't nobody hear.
This is the Ethical Culture Society.
Yes. That was very good. All 4 of the Democratic candidates were there. They answered a lot of questions. It was good to see Westchester come out. It was a bunch of organizations. It was Indivisible Westchester was one of the sponsors. The Westchester Westchester Black Political Conference, a couple of other organizations, and they were all in the house. And all the major news outlets were there, and they covered it. It was good because we need to get, when we talk about elections and stuff.
Whoa. Let's stop. Yo, Ayo, man. Yo, Ayo.
Don't.
Come on, bro. See, this is how shows the ignorance of the Thomas family. Right? This is the ignorance of the Thomas family. I'm not even going to read the comment, right? But that's the ignorance of the Thomas family.
He wants to call in.
That's the ignorance of the Thomas family. No, he can't call in. Because if you're going to be disrespectful like that, then you can't call in.
Floyd Myers said, greetings, people before politics.
You can't call in. And tell Butch, and tell Butch, here it is. What's the address here?
636 Sawmill River Road, Yonkers. 636.
636 Sawmill River Road, Yonkers, New York. We'll be here to 8 o'clock, Butch. We'll be here to 8 o'clock. So 636 Sawmill River Road. I will be here to 8 o'clock. So, Ayo, make sure you tell them that. I'll be here to 8 o'clock. 636 Sawmill River Road.
Brady Nichols just tuned in. Clyde Freeman said, shout out to DK. Keep doing what you're doing, my brother. Najee English said, Damon Jones, keep doing what you're doing. Brandy Nichols said, Brandy Nichols supports you 100%.
Sharon Smith just went off on AO as well.
But see, that's the ignorance that follows Richard Thomas and Butch Thomas.
That's sad. That's pathetic.
That's the ignorance. That's the ignorance that plagues the city that we as black people have to get rid of, because that's nigger shit. That's an example of nigger shit right there. That's an example of nigger shit. For him to even share that shit and not allowing the man to transfer that shit himself. But this is where I'm at. So he could say that to my face here in the studio.
That's what it looked like the other night, Friday night, outside of Cupcake Cutie. Civil disobedience at its best.
It's not about shaking your head, Ayo. Send him over here. He don't have to send no message. This is the address. This is the address. It's not shaking my head, okay. Send him over here.
Only take them 5-10 minutes to get
Yeah,
here.
that's it. Just 5 or 10 minutes. That's it.
Yeah. So, welcome for everybody just tuning in. If it's the first time you ever listened to the show, this is Black Westchester presents the People Before Politics radio show every Sunday, 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com. The conversation, we're celebrating our 4th anniversary, but the conversation has been based on the attempted illegal shutdown of Cupcake Cutie as a retaliation for what a Black Westchester has been reporting over the past 2 years of 2.5 years of the administration, and on the website, and last year in the paper. We are on our 1-year anniversary. This is our 1-year anniversary issue. Thank you, everybody, for support around the county. I mean, a lot of people took our ads to just say congratulations from the county legislator, State Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins, the Yonkers Firefighters Union, county legislator, Virginia Perez, Assembly candidate Joe Pinion, Attorney General candidate Mike Sussman. There was a lot. I mean, we just received a lot of support. It was just incredible. We appreciate all of you because, you know, you've been helping us do what we do. Greater Centennial took out an ad out of support. The Westchester Correction Office Association said, congratulations, Black Westchester, on your 4-year anniversary. Anti-Racist Alliance congratulates Black Westchester on the 1-year anniversary. We honor the difference you make in building inclusion community through media, undoing racism in our lifetime. Virginia Perez, thank you for making it your mission of keeping the community informed, wishing you many more years of success. Oh, it went back, my bad. I hit the button by mistake. I'm
feeling all.
Yeah.
That's an ugly ass picture.
636.
636 Sawmill River Road, Yonkers, New York.
State Senator Andrew Stewart Cousins, best wishes to my friends at Black Westchester Magazine on the occasion of celebrating their 4-year anniversary. Thank you for your ongoing commitment to bringing Stories of African American life, culture, economics, politics, sports, and entertainment center stage. Your dedication to keeping the public informed enriches the lives of the people throughout Westchester County, and I am grateful for all your efforts. State Senator Shelley Myers said, thank you for all you do to highlight important issues of the African American community of Westchester. And I just read that and I just show that, like, you know, I know we're getting into this conversation. I know we get into this conversation about Mount Vernon. I know we get into this conversation about Mount Vernon, but, you know, the work we do has been respected by several organizations, elected officials and stuff around the county for the work we do in the county. We're Black Westchester. We're not just Black Mount Vernon. And unfortunately, so much is going on in Mount Vernon, and you can't turn to any media source that's local without you know, seeing stories about Mount Vernon. So Russell Johnson just tuned in. Jesse said, I bet $100 grand worth of S-Curl juice and Chanel bags. Ain't nobody in that camp built for the fair one.
For a fair one.
For a fair one.
No.
At AO Joints. Future Society said, happy anniversary. We do have a caller. Real quick. Oh, they hung up. Virginia Bates just tuned in. Chris Breezy just tuned in. Sharon Smith said she had a couple of comments. Sandy Bernardi said, when they go low, we go high. Michelle Obama. Caitlin Gleason's tuned in. They just had the car show today. She was very involved in the car show in Fleetwood. Shout out to them. They took out an ad as well for the show today. Hopefully it was a success. I think they were raising money for the soup kitchen. Okay, this is our anniversary show. I will take this call, but if you call in for some ignorant stuff, you will be disconnected because this is the anniversary show. This is not for all that BS. And the person hung up again before I could pick up.
They trying to block their number? They trying to block their number?
Nah. Wait, Yonkers fire support. What about the Mount Vernon fire? It's a good question, Caitlin. Yes, Mount Vernon firefighters have taken out several ads in support of Black Westchester in our anniversary issue. Just took out ads just in support of us. Yes, the Mount Vernon, not only that, the Mount Vernon, the Yonkers IDA took out an ad. The Yonkers Police Department has taken out ads. Generation Yonkers has taken out ads. Many of the elected officials in Yonkers, when they were running, have all taken out ads. Yonkers has been very supportive of Black Westchester. Why they hating? Because blackwestchester.com is great. Thank you, Brandy Nichols.
Thank you, Brandy. Thank you.
Kenneth Chamberlain Jr. has just tuned in.
Yeah, Montica. A.O. Getty.
Okay. We're not even going to address that. We just not even going to address that because that would take us.
Yeah, Montica, don't even address that. That's okay.
See, our work speaks for itself, and you can see that in the people who have supported both the paper, the website, the radio show, those who showed their support Friday night and all over the weekend at Cupcake Cutie. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't have to sit there and Damon has called out who he's called out, both to a boxing ring and to a court. And if they don't want to respond that way, we don't really need to have shiftless conversations with the minions. LeBron James doesn't argue with the bench players on the other team.
Exactly. Who the fuck is A.O. Getty?
So I mean,
so what? So what?
He said
so what?
Well,
at the end of the day, look, this is it. At the end of the day, whatever they do, right? Mayor Thomas has to see the AG. And it's an ongoing investigation. I don't understand why people don't understand the word ongoing. That means it's not over. So they could run around here trying to be fucking gangsters or whatever the hell that they want to be, right? But at the end of the day, they're going to have to pay. People are going to pay the piper. They're going to pay the piper. They're going to pay the piper. See, but the problem is, and I told elected officials from the county level and the federal level, the problem is what's going to be left of Mount Vernon by the time they ship his ass upstate. See, that's the problem, is what's going to be left of Mount Vernon. And that's what the people that are living in Mount Vernon are going to have to talk about. They're going to have to talk about that, because they got to get their stuff together, because Mount Vernon is being destroyed by ignorance coming out of City Hall.
Got a good comment from Najee English. She said, Damon, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't personally know the mayor of Mount Vernon. I don't know his body of work, but I see your body of work. I see your contribution, your effect you drive. You're a beautiful entrepreneurial family, which in my opinion is a class act. And I'm glad to be associated with people like you, Stan. People like you, Stan.
People like you stand for nothing, you for anything, and that's not going to happen. So I say this, I say to you, don't have to be a politician. You don't have to be an advocate at the beginning of the day. In the end of the day, you are a man with principles and morals and values, and people like us stand for what's right over what we like, and deep down into individuals trying to block your blessings. He's grieving with jealousy seeping out of his skin, and now God has allowed him to expose himself. My prayers, my hands, my mind, and my body, my money, support is here for you. I tip my hat for you. Push to move forward. Peace. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we're not responding to Ale Joints. The community is responding, and y'all can do that on your own. We're not, we appreciate the support though.
No, we thank it. And
Oscar Davis, shout out to Oscar Davis.
Yes. And we thank it. So, Ale George say he didn't type it, but it's on your name, so you got to hold it. See, that's what understanding responsibility. You don't allow nigga shit and foolish shit be put on your name.
Yo,
because now that ignorance and foolish shit stick with you, bruh. That's on your forehead now, Ayo. That's on your forehead, because you allow nigga shit to be attached to your name for everyone to see.
So
it's there forever, for everyone to see in Mount Vernon, and it's there forever. So that shows me the character you got.
So what they did was actually in all the things, in the Bible it says what the enemy means for bad, God makes for good. So in the attack of the cupcake shop, they gave the cupcake shop a level of free promotion and publicity that they could not pay for.
Exactly.
There are people, somebody texted me today, I don't like cupcakes, I don't need none of that in my life, but I'm going by there just to buy one out of support. They don't even eat cupcakes. Like, people have been buying, showing up in support, and thank you for the free publicity to Black Westchester, because you got us mentioned in every on Low HUD and News 12 and Fios.
Thanks to John Jones for that too, because we called as many media as we could.
Thank you, John Jones. Like, there were so many people that were involved. News 12 got so many calls that night, they started hanging up on people. And it wasn't just people from Mount Vernon. My brother in Pennsylvania was calling. Like, people were just, News 12 just started, they just started hanging up the phone because they were receiving so many calls for them to show up at the cupcake shop. What I'm saying? But they came and did their thing eventually.
In my judgment, this recent action on the part of Mayor Thomas is sort of illustrative of his lack of fitness and suitability for his office. And it really does demonstrate how poorly conceived a lot of the mayor's actions are, policies are, whether they be for genuine public purposes or whether they even be to advance his own narrow political cause. The mayor, I don't know who in the world advised Mayor Thomas to essentially make a cause celebra. Now, this is a chance. I thought about this all weekend. A cause celebra. Yes.
Shout to Gail Baxter. Go ahead.
Cause to be celebrated by shutting down the establishment associated with one of his most vocal opponents. Who would tell you to do that? It's like Donald Trump shutting down the business of Bob Mueller. I mean, it's so fucking stupid. It's just stupid. Now you've only once again demonstrated to people that you have a lack of temperament and judgment which is needed to provide leadership for the city. You have elevated your petty personal squabbles with Damon Jones to the forefront of public discussion both in the city of Mount Vernon and in Westchester County, once again making the city look absolutely silly in the process. I mean, come on, Rich, what is wrong with you? This is stupid when considered from any perspective. It makes no sense. I'm going to tell you that all of the political leaders of Westchester County over the weekend were contacting Damon and all of his allies, asking the question, what the hell is wrong with Richard Thomas?
Yeah,
Rich, you need to stop.
My phone did blow up all week.
You need to stop. You are only doing further damage to your cause, which you are already in very tenuous condition, brother. Actions like this will only be viewed by a judicial officer as even more inflammatory, more damaging to your cause, and you will be less likely to be given leniency should you be found guilty of some sort of infraction of the law. You can believe that all of your political opponents will be lined up in a hearing, raising their hand, eager to give testimony to all of the abuses of power that we have witnessed, much of which has not even made it to the airwaves.
Exactly.
Richard, please stop it. Please stop. If Joe is giving you this advice, Joe, please stop advising Richard to do this. Butch, if you are giving your brother this advice, please stop. Y'all are making matters far worse than they have to be.
They're going to send their brother to jail, and they're going to send their brother to jail for a very long time. And I don't understand that they don't take this thing seriously. They do not take it. They do not take it seriously.
They get more and more blatant every time.
You know, they do not take it seriously, like it's a joke. But they're going to send their brother to jail for a long, long time. You know, and the sad thing about it is he needs to understand this, how serious this is, and the effect on his family, and the effect that he's doing to the people of the city. You know, because let's say he doesn't go to jail. He's not getting reelected. So what's going to happen when he don't have that entourage of police around? What's going to happen? What's going to happen when he don't have a cop in front of his house all the time?
He's a regular civilian.
And he's a regular civilian. Is he going to try that stuff then? Is he going to have that shit in his heart then? Is his heart going to be pressed out then when he's Richard Thomas, the nobody? Right? Is he going to be acting like that then? Is Butch going to be running around acting like that then when there's no police to protect him when he gets smart with senior citizens? No. See, they don't understand it. They don't understand the rule of karma. That is coming. It's coming. And they don't get it. They really don't get it. But my problem is what the hell is Lisa Copeland doing? She has an opportunity to reach out to the governor and snatch his ass out of that mayor's office for 90 days.
We got a bunch of so Oscar, the biblical quote that I paraphrase, Oscar decided to give it to us. But as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive. Jonathan Newton said, people like that think they're untouchable. Sean DeFair said, talking about us, the people, the members of the show in Black Westchester, you are the kind of people that when your feet hit the floor each morning, the devil says, oh, crap. Please keep up the good work. Najee English said, look for a back channel. I think it's too late for that, but I'll read it. Look for a back channel. He's going to try to reach out for a back channel and try to resolve things and sweep it under the rug. Look for a call, Damon.
That's not gonna
I'm
No,
not- we
no,
don't even
I'm-
have to-
That's
we
not
don't
gonna
even gonna have
Look,
to.
look. First of all, I'm not even accepting that. The only thing they need to do is leave my family the hell alone. That's it. That's it. And if you got a problem, deal with me. Just leave my family alone. I don't understand. I don't understand what's the problem. I don't understand what's the problem. You know, and Butch is so tough. I gave you the address, punk. This is the address to the studio. I gave it to you. But other than that, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Why don't you worry about running the damn city, bro? Instead of worry about being so vindictive to people. Because the only thing you're doing is wasting the taxpayers' dollars. That's all you're doing. And a beautiful career, political career, is down the drain. It's down the drain. You're going to have to go work for Spezio on one of his garbage trucks somewhere, just like the son of the mayor of Opelika, Florida, when they got rid of his ass because of Spezio. Facts. Facts. So come on, this is ridiculous.
Yo, you know, there's another thing though. I was over the weekend. I spoke to some of your co-workers. Damon works. He's a correction officer at Valhalla. Why would you yo? If any of them go to Valhalla, they have no assistance from anybody because people are like, yo, you dissing Damon like that, like. There's nothing we could do for you. Like you gonna need favors. You gonna need stuff. People gonna turn. Yeah, people. You'll have a whole bunch of correction officers that will turn their head because you dissed one of them.
Listen, that's a whole look. That's a whole nother story when he come to the county jail, bro. Everybody watched that. What happened at my daughter's shop? The whole jail. The whole jail, bro.
And I've heard from some. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Everybody watched it.
I physically know a few that I've heard from.
Everybody watched it.
Yo,
the lawyer better send you to Rikers.
And I mean, I think Low HUD delivered a sort of decisive judgment on the part of all observers when they said Mayor Mount Vernon shuts down the
retaliation.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
headline was so unflattering, and it did not take a lot of thought to conclude that at least was one possibility and a very strong possibility that you are going to appear to be motivated by nothing but vindictiveness, and that's exactly what happened. So, to me, it's just so. I mean, quite honestly, everyone. So many of the mayor's decisions and policies are just irrational.
Wait. Somebody said
irrational. They make no sense.
Somebody said when I say what the correction officer said, they said it hypothetically. This is not. And Sandy said you'll be working for Spezio on one of his garbage trucks, one of the greatest lines of the night.
You know what? Hold on. Wait. Zola said something. Wait, no. Was it Zola? No, Jonathan Newton. And you know what, Jonathan Newton? You're correct. Mayor Thomas gets the charity boxing match. Butch Thomas gets the MMA. Mm-hmm. Butch Thomas gets the MMA. So that's how that goes. Mayor Thomas gets the boxing match. Butch Thomas gets the MMA because I need those gloves that I could put my hands on people. Remember,
Sean Patterson,
County
Howard
pa-
just tuned in. Go ahead.
County paid me very well.
Dwayne Brown just tuned in.
Several collarbones.
2-minute rounds, $5, $10 a head. Literally the best thing for the people. So
She said, Sandy said, I haven't lost my sense of humor. No, you know why? Because you know why, Sandy? You have to, and I told my wife, I told my wife this today, and I hope she's still watching. She's still watching, and I told her today, right? You have to find the humor in all this. That's why Pugsy P popped up. Because it has to be humor in all this dysfunction, right? Because this is dysfunction, and if you don't find humor in this, it will drive you crazy. It would literally drive you crazy, and even probably break your families up over this. So you have to find that humor in it. Because the reality is, like, something is psychotic with what's going on right now in the city. Something is psychotic that a person rides around the city with police and fire trucks and all this like he's Gaddafi and shuts down businesses.
Okay.
Right? You really need to give him a suit with stars on it and a hat and give them something like that, because this is not a dictatorship. People have the right to speak their mind, right? People have the right to be critical of other people's actions, without fear of retaliation. Without fear of retaliation. I'm not gonna be intimidated. You understand? I'm former FOY. I ain't going to be intimidated by nothing but God. So let's not get it twisted. Whoever's listening, you really don't know who you fucking with. But you'll see. But the bottom line is, it's just not about me. It's about the people. Where the hell are all the people in Mount Vernon? This is your city. And he's tearing it down. What the hell are the pastors doing? Are you kidding me? Y'all want to stand with this man when he's indicted, but we ain't getting no pastors to come by Cupcake Cutie when people are being wronged. Oh, we got one pastor. Pastor DeCohen came by.
Yes, he did.
And I will say, Pastor Mazel stopped and got out the car to question all the nonsense.
Pastor Poe called Maisha.
And Pastor Poe called Maisha. But I still would have had Pastor Poe come by on the real. Because if you could stand with him when he's indicted, you could stand with your other member when she's being attacked. That's just my personal opinion. But
So speaking of which, you former Mount Vernon pastor and now bishop posted a Facebook comment recently and said, as a black preacher, it pains me that a basketball player demonstrated greater moral clarity by opening a school for inner city youth and saying he refuses to sit across the table from Trump than some black preachers who sold their community for a photo op. I think those are very profound words, and this comes from the former pastor of Greater Centennial, who's now bishop in the AME Zion Church, who has we've seen made the headlines when he went down to D.C. and protested and got arrested protesting. Like he walking the walk. You know what I'm saying? He's not just talking the talk. He's walking the walk. So I just think that was profound. I want to say to Damon too. Personally, I've said this to you. Personally, I'll say it to you on the air. Some of this is not even about winning. Some of this is just about making, you know what I'm saying, giving you a hard way to go. Like, you can't allow it to affect your family. You can't allow it to affect your job. You can't allow it to affect nothing that you do. You can't allow it to stop anything that you're doing. You just gotta just keep going, because it's like, yo, it can't stop you. They haven't sued you. They've tried to get you in trouble at your job. They've retaliated in several different ways against your family, and you're still here. You know what I'm saying? And but the one thing you can't do is let them get in your head and let them get into your household and let them affect. Yo, they not worth none of that. And
Exactly.
that's what I have to say to your family. Do not let this go in your household. Do not let all of this, when y'all close your door at night, close out the world. All of this BS does not need to come into your household. They want y'all to kind of like have friction and be all, and all whatever at the house. You know what I'm saying? They win. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, don't even let them get to you. They can't do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Pastor Poe came by today. Montika just wrote that.
Oh,
Pastor
okay.
Poe did come. He told me he was coming, but he showed up today. I didn't see him, so he did show
I
up
take that
today.
back.
So props to Poe, but he did, while it was going on, he did call, and he gave some encouraging words to Maisha to stand strong, and some spiritual encouragement or whatever. So while she was out there in the front of the store. So I give him props for that part.
Yeah, I correct myself.
Sean Patterson Howard said people are disgusted but afraid. We have people who are afraid to be pulled over for a ticket because the police are being used as the Gestapo to intimidate and harass those who speak out against the mayor. John Jones said the truth and good will always come out ahead of bad and dishonesty, which is why we will all be okay.
I want to say, because I think Sean is absolutely right, that the driving dynamic for so much of what's going on is fear on the part of many Mount Vernonites. And this really underscores the importance of people mustering up as much courage as they can to address the evils and injustice and inequities, not just in Washington, D.C. or in Albany, in far-flung places that are distant from where we live, but in the very communities that we occupy and that we make our everyday living in. Because essentially that's what has happened. So many people have bowed out in the face of direct pushback from political adversaries. And if people continue to cower in this way, it really does paint a rather bleak picture for local democracy.
But then, but at the end of the day, it's our fault. At the end of the day, it's our fault. It's no different than the old poem with the Jews. They came for these people, I did nothing. They came for those persons, I did nothing. They came for those persons, I did nothing. And when they came for me, there wasn't nobody to help me because they took everybody else. Because your ass sat around and you did nothing and you said nothing.
I mean, like, for example, I don't know the exact status of Brother Troy Grant, the city employee who was summarily relieved of his job the other night. But it seems to me like it's an absolute travesty of civil service rules in the city of Mount Vernon, and the municipal employees unions would do well to have a little powwow and take some sort of counteraction against this. It is unacceptable that people who refuse to do the mayor's bidding can be fired summarily without any due process rights, without a consideration of the justness of the cause. And this is hardly the first time. I want the viewers to know that, this is, I guess, an open secret, but in the past couple of weeks, I was doing some research reviewing various cases, the court cases that the mayor has been involved in, Mega Beverage, OK Freddy's, Keela Tennis, amongst others. And one thing that I found submitted in the court record was a memorandum that Mayor Thomas had forwarded to then Assistant building commissioner,
acting building.
building commissioner Kendra. What's Kendra's last name?
Dolman, I believe.
Dolman, telling Kendra that if she did not go and shut down OK Freddy's, that he would file charges against her. Like, what kind of nonsense? What kind of autocratic stranglehold does Mayor Thomas now have over city employees?
Well, because everybody's scared, because people don't want to be like my wife. You understand? I get it. I mean, we all get it. But when when does it stop? When does it stop that people will say enough is enough? People will be tired of watching other people be harassed by a tyrant in City Hall. That's the question I think we all have to answer. And where is the city council pushing this clause in the city charter that allows the governor to remove the mayor for 90 days? I mean, how long would it take for them to act? How long would it take for them to act on that? And how long would the governor, right, stay silent on what's going on in Mount Vernon? It's total hypocrisy. This is known as a black city historically, right? But you still have the governor being silent on all this corruption that's going on in the city, right? Look at Snyderman. Snyderman was accused, right? He wasn't found guilty.
He wasn't even charged.
He wasn't even charged or indicted or indicted by a grand jury, right? He was just accused. And Cuomo jumped up and he said, what? He has to resign.
And he didn't even resign for that. He showed enough character to know that it would be a distraction to the office, so he stepped down.
Yeah, but what I'm
just saying, no, but I mean, he showed character.
I'm saying that Cuomo was quick to react. Gillibrand was quick to jump on that, right? And say all these other politicians was quick to say Snyderman must resign over something that's just made the news, right? Here's a mayor that has been indicted by a grand jury, right?
So there's much stronger evidence for criminal wrongdoing.
Exactly, and he's continuing, his actions is continuing to put the financial jeopardy of the city of Mount Vernon in dire straits. And the governor has remained silent on the issue, right? So what I'm saying to people of Mount Vernon, and I'm saying to other people, that whether you're in Indivisible, whether you're independent or whatever organization that you are in, when the governor comes to your district or to your area, you ask them, what are you going to do about Mount Vernon? You ask the governor, what are you going to do about Mount Vernon?
Because he's running,
because he's running for re-election, right?
It's the best time to get his attention.
He wants your vote. And you have a right as a voter to ask him a question. You want my vote? Okay, what the hell are you doing about Mount Vernon? Have you seen? He lives in Westchester. I'm sure he saw what happened to Cupcake Cutie.
Well, he got News 12 files or
he lives in right. He's a
Westchester resident.
Yes. Chappaqua.
I didn't know that. Oh.
He's a Chappaqua resident. So I know he got up in the morning, turned on News 12, right? Right.
All files depend on the cable
all
version.
files.
Right.
All files. Right. Saw the news, or got in his car. His driver will give him all the local papers so he can update himself on what's going on, right? And he saw that the mayor illegally tried to shut down a political critic of it. He saw it. I'm guaranteeing you he saw it. I know he saw it.
We got Sean Patterson Howard said folks will go to D.C. and protest Trump, but are afraid to participate in local resistance effort and speak out against what is happening in these 4 square miles. Sandy Barnaby made a point. She said people need to know that they are not alone. And she said, I thank her. She said Black Westchester, Damon, and AJ are the contact for the support needed to step up and out. You are not alone. The Oscar said, and we made this point, when you're on the payroll, people are scared to speak out.
No, you know what? I can't speak for everybody else. I've been on the payroll for 28 years for Westchester County. I have never been afraid to speak out. Never been afraid to speak out. And everybody, if people are watching that on my job that know me, I've never been afraid to speak out with something that's right. Something that's right. Because see, I sleep good at night and I wake up good in the morning. Right? Because my conscience is well fed. And I'm not going to allow no injustice to happen, and I'm not just going to say it's wrong. So when people give me this excuse about their job and this and that, I don't fly that. I don't fly that. I got a job too. People act like I don't even goddamn work. I got a job. I got to go to work. You understand? So I mean, it's like, dude, like right is right and wrong is wrong.
She went on to say countless of people called, text, and direct message her and said they were furious over this. Sean Patterson Howard over how the mayor treated her, but they see her in public and they look spooked out. They know they will be retaliated against if they show me any type of love. As a commissioner, I questioned and seemed as a turncoat by the administration. Hold on, caller, hold on. Go ahead.
Everybody, you don't have to be out front, rah-rahing.
Because that's not everybody's not.
Right. Everybody can make an appointment with the DA's office or the AG's office and walk right up in there and tell your story.
Oscar Davis says you are correct, Damon.
That's all they could do. You ain't got to be out there at the podium. You ain't got to stand with me at my podium. Only thing you got to do is take the number that I give you and go to the DA's office or the AG's office and tell your story. And you played your part. But people won't even do that. They won't even do that. So, you can't get mad when these things go down.
It's like not voting. You can't complain.
Right. It's just like not voting. Everybody mad that Trump's in, but there's Democratic districts that didn't come out and vote.
So real quick, we have a caller. Caller, you're on the People Before Politics radio show. Please state your name and make your quick comment or question briefly.
Councilman Wallace, what's going on, fellas?
Hey.
Oh, okay. I didn't even recognize the number. Go ahead.
I knew I was
today,
supposed to come there today, but I couldn't make it. But I've been listening to the show, and I'm listening to everything that you said. Plus, I just wanted you to know, Damon, I was going to chat about some of those certain things we were discussing, and I did finish my Thursday's article, as I said I would, and
Exactly.
You'll see it in this Thursday's Westchester County Press. And I think you all want to read this one. It's a good one. It's called The Responsibility, of Power. Can you handle it? So it's going to be very, very interesting. But everything you guys are saying, I'm loving it. You are to the point. And, where is everybody? And when you read this article, because I spoke so much and wrote so much about Maisha, and like I said, I compare her to Rosa Parks because now her standing up is going to bring some change in a condition that a lot of people are afraid to speak about. So it's going to be interesting.
Sandy Bernard said something similar real quick. She said Cupcake Cutie modeled the power of the collective. Hold on. The screen. Cupcake Cutie modeled the power of the collective to work for justice together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm enjoying you guys' show. I wish I could have been there, but keep up the good work. I'm listening.
Absolutely. We
My-
appreciate the encouragement.
Montika doesn't make many comments, but one thing she did say, and I will read that. One thing I realized this weekend, my daughter and I have so much support.
Yep. And that's why you're able to stand strong against this tyrant, because people are behind you. They know your story. And those who don't know your story will know your story, and you'll get more support.
And that's why I really, again, applaud Kayla Tennis, because they came specifically.
Exactly.
Sandy Bernardi said people need to know they're not alone. Kayla Tennis came to Maisha to tell her, you are not alone. We understand. We are with you. And that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful.
I want to add, to our audience members that you are not alone if you are fearful about possible repercussions of standing up against Mayor Thomas and the injustice of his administration.
Well, speaking truth to power, period.
Period.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Every day, I am. Everyone knows I am not currently a resident of the city of Mount Vernon, although I'm very heavily involved in Mount Vernon politics for some time now because of my long-standing roots in the city. But every day that I come into the city to publicly take a stance against the latest injustice on the part of the Thomas administration, I do this despite real concerns that I have for my own safety and well-being. I have no doubt that there are those who are supportive of Mayor Thomas who would like to see harm befall me and might have an active hand in it. When I get up, I'm on point, of course. I'm going to be on point all the time. But the reality is that I'm not going to allow myself to be so intimidated by the possibility that someone's going to try to attack me or, do something else to hurt me, that I'm not going to stand up, to speak, the truth and take a stance. And that's part of your growth, everyone. Is I say this because we might look at Damon and see, because he's bigger than the average cat. And you might think, well, he's got every reason to be courageous. You might say, well, Damon doesn't have a job in the city, so he's got nothing to fear. But the reality is that in the end, Damon has got to overcome whatever kind of hesitation that he may have. This has not come without a cost for him. He doesn't want to do anything to hurt his wife, her career, to cause,
his daughter's business.
Yeah, his daughter's business. I mean, there's all kinds of ways.
And there's
that
other people affiliated with him as well.
Putting stuff on the line. AJ, I know you put stuff on the line, brother. In our private conversations, there are various concerns that you have had about efforts on the part of the Thomas administration.
Andre Wallace on the line.
Hey, Bob.
He put a few things on the line too. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say one thing,
Yes.
Bob, because you do research and check the record.
Yes.
Let me tell you something that people don't realize, but when you look at it, anyone who has ever stood up against the mayor has won. Only those who have been fearful of him are the ones that have not won. Check it. But everyone that has ever stood up to him has won.
Well, it's important that you pointed that out to us, and I think that, look, by now the storied career of Black Westchester really is a testament to this, because so much of the newspaper's reputation has been made by standing up against the systematic lies and injustice of the Thomas administration. And in that sense, I always said it don't matter a job or not coming from Richard or the Thomas administration. We're going to win in so many ways when we stand up to the...
Real quick, while you're talking, Sandy Marby said, Dr. Bob, thank you for your leadership as well. And Matumbo Muhammad said, don't worry about nothing, Dr. B. 590 got your back.
Well, I'm trying not to. I appreciate that, bro. But I just want everyone to know, you know what? That we all have to stand up, and we'll prevail in the end.
Exactly.
Well,
Ex-
everybody who, I mean,
exactly.
and I was watching this documentary again about Martin Luther King. He really did not want to go out one of them days before one of them big, there's a picture of him sitting
Right.
candlelight with his hand in his hand at the table like, I really don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? But had he not, some of the things that were accomplished would never have been done. You know what I'm saying? And you look at him and Malcolm X and all their lives were threatened. Their houses firebombed. All kinds of stuff happened to several people who have fought. People have fought for you to have the right to fight now. For you to have the right to be in the positions that we're in now. You know what I'm saying? Journalists have been killed in the past for us to be able to do what we're doing now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people who have fought for us to have the so-called freedoms we have to do some of the things we do now. By not fighting, we do a disservice to those who fought for us to be in the positions we're in now.
Right, and I think part of the challenge that we as a black community especially have to confront is our hesitance to take on corrupt African American leaders in particular. Our understanding of the civil rights fight is that it's all about what goes on the federal and state level. But the deterioration of the Thomas administration and his unsavory relationship with Joe Spezio is really emblematic of a kind of corruption that is happening in black communities all across the United States today. I am ashamed to have to say that I have concluded that Mayor Thomas is actively complicitous with Joe to exploit our community in the various ways that is being done, by avoiding the requirements of the law, by striking up illegitimate deals for contracts. These are all things that are bringing down the black community across the United States today, because corrupt politicians want to enter into a partnership with unsavory business owners who don't want to deliver quality products and services to people. Instead, they want to figure out a way to try to exploit people. So there is no fight that's more important than the fight for full autonomy at the local level and for good government at the local level. It's not going to be enough to denounce Donald Trump in Washington. All across the United States today, we need to be making sure that the leaders who are on the front line and are supposed to represent our community are acting with integrity. And unfortunately, Mayor Thomas is not.
Exactly. You know what? And that was my only problem with the AG debate, was that it was a lot. It was and they put on a great debate. Indivisible put on a great debate, and maybe they just not, they're aware now what's going on in Mount Vernon, but maybe it just wasn't, in front of them. But it was a lot of questions to the AGs. What would they do as AG to block Trump's agenda, right? But it was no question of what about the baby Trumps in New York.
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
Right. What would you do? Like what are you going to do with this guy in Mount Vernon, right? Or what are you going to do with other alleged crooked politicians that are in New York, right? Like, Donald Trump is not the only crooked politician. We got a lot of them in New York, right? So the question is, we didn't. That question wasn't brought up because all politics is local.
Absolutely. And
we got to start locally first. We got to fix the local politics first. And big up to the elected officials that called me talking solutions. Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
I really, my family, I really appreciate that. Right. I really appreciate that because they know it has got out of hand. Right. This is getting dangerous, and someone might get hurt. Someone might get hurt tonight if they're standing outside. Right.
Right.
Someone might get hurt tonight if they're standing outside.
Sandy said what's going on in Mount Vernon is a microcosm of what's going on nationally. The action taken by Cupcake Cutie leaders is example of what we must do over this county to save democracy. And I just want to say, because we've said it plenty of times, and I think it needs to be said again, especially now, I said this during Obama too, but especially now with Trump in office and the attitude has changed and the veil has been pulled down, the curtain has been pulled down, for all of those people who feel you cannot give black people, and that's not the word they use, power, all they have to do is point to Mount Vernon and look at Mount Vernon. That's for all those people that don't feel like we have that we can be leaders and that we can be, you know what I'm saying? We can have a power and we can govern ourselves and all that. For all those people that have been saying that for years, and for who say it now especially, all they have to do anywhere in America is point to Mount Vernon, New York as an example. See, I told you what happens when you get them, power. You know what I'm saying? That's all they have to do.
But it's not just that. I mean, it's the quietness of other black folks throughout Westchester County, man. I mean, what happens in Mount Vernon affects everybody. I'm not from Mount Vernon, right? I think everybody know that by now. But I'm from White Plains. But Mount Vernon has always attracted me like it attracted other black people because at the time in the 80s, and somewhat in the 90s around the Million Man March, I mean, Mount Vernon was the center of black culture.
Like the black mecca of Westchester.
Right. When you wanted to talk about blackness and dark shikis and fight the power, it was about Mount Vernon. But now it's not. But now it's not. Now it's not. And we as black people, man. I mean, we have an oasis here. We have our own fucking Wakanda. And we're letting people just waste our vibranium. That's the best way I could relate it. I mean, Mount Vernon is the Wakanda of Westchester, right? And the dude that's supposed to be the Black Panther, he's a pussycat. He's literally a pussycat. He's imitating something that's not real. And we haven't got to the point to understand that it's our responsibility to correct it, right? And I'm so hard on the preachers because they're the cornerstone of the black community, right? What point does it stop? Right? If you read the Bible, right? Mercy always ended. Right? Noah shut the doors, right? Right? Jesus said, well, this is going to be the end of that. We could go, there's all type of stories where
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Definitely Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Where they gave the message. The people didn't listen to the message, right? And they allowed the wrath of God to come down on them.
And even as they left, their instructions was, keep going and don't look back.
Exactly.
And the one woman, his wife, she turned around and turned into stone. And he had to keep going without her.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm saying is this. When will you stop tending to the devil in City Hall and take care of the flock in Mount Vernon?
I mean, you can't take care of the sheep until you stop taking pictures with the wolf.
Exactly. When would you recognize, right? What did the Bible say? It said 3 came for God and the devil was with them. When will you recognize the devil is standing with you? When will you recognize that? And what more can he do for the preachers to say enough is enough? See, that's power, right? That's power. And it goes back to what Bishop Moore was saying. And this is not targeted to any specific pastor. So if you're listening and you get mad and I ain't talking about you. I'm talking in general. But if you get mad, then maybe I am talking about you.
Well, if you throw a rock at us,
exactly,
pack of dogs,
exactly.
The one who yells is the one that got hit.
But now, Bishop Moore said it. When are you going to stop looking for coins from City Hall and represent God? I didn't say it. I'm paraphrasing, But basically the same what Bishop Moore said, right? And I don't think he was just talking about dealing with Trump. I think he was sending a message.
Absolutely. I wanted to read this because Sean Patterson Howard said this a minute ago, and I think it's very important. She said in 13 months, we will have a primary for mayor. We will work together to find a candidate who represents a historic and emerging community. We will be willing to stop the diversive. Will we be willing to stop the diversive infighting and work to avoid a 10-person primary? Will some entitled heir apparent be chosen by the political elite? Will we sit in small, non-diverse rooms only hear those who agree with us, or will we just continue to point fingers, throw snubs, and stay in this nightmare that we are experiencing? Together we will rise, divided we fall. Like, yo, we do have, and I think this was important, and I said this before the last primary, we have to vet. When do we as a people properly vet a candidate and we get behind them? Because we can't afford to have another 6+ member primary for mayor and break up the votes to where anybody can get in. We have to stop that, because that's what the cause was here. If it was a one-on-one race or even a 3-member primary, the outcome could have been considerably different. You know what I'm saying? But we have to get involved. If we don't work intentionally and strategically to develop, strategically to develop leaders and create succession plans, we must plan if we want to be prepared. That was from Sean Patterson as well. I haven't gotten to everybody else's comments. Andre got some words, some great words. Tasha Diaz, I didn't shout her out. She's been leaving a lot of comments from Yonkers. And we thank everybody. There's a lot of comments positive for Damon, Preach D. You can't keep speaking for the devil and then be shocked when you get burnt.
Exactly.
That was from the Future Society. I want to thank. We're coming to the close of the show soon. We are celebrating our 4-year anniversary, and I just really want to take, on a positive note, I want to take this time to thank all those who see the importance of what we do, all of those who believe in Black Westchester, blackwestchester.com, and the People Before Politics radio show, all of them, all of the supporters. There are a lot of people who support in ways they either take pictures, they write stories, they help distribute, they help edit, they do a lot of things, a lot of people behind the scenes. That you see the 3 people in this room and Lorraine and a few others. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that help make this happen and make this possible. The work is plentiful, you know what I'm saying, and sometimes even thankless. But I mean, 2 weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, David will tell you, I got woke up 2, 3, 4 in the morning. You know why? Because somebody said they got wrongfully arrested by the police, and they were being harassed by the police. And they said they Googled, what do you do when being harassed by the police? And Black Westchester came up. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's a lot of people who see what's going on and they really support. And there's a lot of people that they don't publicly leave comments on Facebook, but they let you know when they see you. You know what I'm saying? And they support in many ways. And I want to thank all of y'all, all the readers, all the listeners, all the supporters, all of you who call sometimes just with an encouraging word when it's absolutely necessary, when I'm at my wit's end and I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? This is tiring work. You know what I mean? For every story I say, for every story I write, there's 10 that I don't even get to or 10 that I don't even do. You understand what I'm saying? I could have wrote 15 stories about this weekend alone from so many different angles. And at least 5 people wanted to write stories about it. But I didn't write. People asked for, there was news coverage and people said, we're waiting for the Black Westchester coverage of this weekend. And the reason I didn't, because I went through it, Maisha Stokely did a Facebook Live video, and she accurately articulated the situation, and she handled it. And there was no need for anything else. Anything else beyond that would have been redundant. She spoke elegantly. She addressed the mayor's email and the mayor's comments. She handled it. She didn't need. There was no need. There was no need for We're on the air, so I can't take that call. There was no need for me to address it. So I that's the only reason why y'all did not read a story about it. I still might do it. Floyd Myers said, keep doing what you guys do. Black Westchester, great community information.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you, Floyd.
I truly appreciate that, especially coming. I appreciate that. We got to catch up soon because I know some of your views have changed recently. We won't have to go on air about. We'll
Kevin Bunch. He wants to. How do people buy the Black Westchester Church? AJ.
Yes, you can see us. You got to put a link online.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
we're
gonna put a link up and we'll post it up, Kevin. We gonna get on that immediately.
Anybody right now? I'll give you the PayPal you want to order. You hit PayPal right now, $25. Give us your size. If you're local, we'll meet you. You want to add $5 if you want it mailed to you. And I'll put that link right now in the comment section. The shirts are $25 for everything up to 1X, and then $1 more for every 2X, 3X, 4X, because I've actually got a request for 4X. So it's $1 each X after 1X.
$1 for each X?
$1 for each X after
okay,
1X.
Got you.
So it was $25, and if for any reason you need it mailed to you, we can't meet you, and you're not local and you want to pick up one, make sure you give us your address. Here's the PayPal link. Make sure you give us the address. Make sure you put in your address in the note section on PayPal, and we'll get and allow us 2 weeks to get it to you, and we will definitely mail it out to you. Just add $5 for shipping and handling. Anybody who wants to do that right now, I'm putting the link in the comment section to PayPal right now. Thank you, Kevin, for mentioning that, for asking the question. Here's the PayPal link. Sandy Barnaby said, AJ, thank you so much for your leadership. Endless commitment. Thank you very much. Sandy, thank you for all the work you do. People don't know.
Yes. Oh, my God, man.
Sandy Barnaby is there for
oh, geez.
She is there.
Thank you, Sandy.
I met her. You know, it's funny because the first time I went with Kenneth Chamberlain, I think we went to the DOJ or something, and it was supposed to be a gathering. If it was Kenneth Chamberlain and others, people from Westchester looking for justice from the DOJ. There were more white people out there than black people, and Sandy Barnaby was out there with the sign. Same thing when I went to Eric Garner's funeral. This is 2014. This is the first time I really saw it. There were white people holding up, "Stop the racist tactics of killing black people." Like there was there was more white people out there with signs and stuff.
Hold on, say that. Say that again, AJ. Repeat that.
What?
Repeat the last statement.
There were more white people out fighting for us than us?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And that was like, it was just so overwhelming. I mean, I saw different religious people. I saw something they called themselves some revolutionary something. Some people that called themselves there was all kind, the communists, something of whatever. I was like, well, damn. I was like, there was all kinds of groups though that were standing there. They can, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I mean, these were black people, white people. They were like, but there weren't a lot of black people from Westchester out there. It was Westpac, the Anti-Racism Alliance, and all of those groups. And Sandy Barnaby is on the front line for everything. And I think y'all should. I put a link to her site. Yo, people just need to just make a donation to support her organization for real. And the organizations like that are out there on the front lines. A lot of people, y'all don't want to be on the front lines. Everybody's not built for that. But that's another thing you can do. Support those who are on the front line. They need support, financial support and other support. Support those that are actually out there. You know what I'm saying? People want to support Black Westchester, and you don't have a company you want to advertise. Buy a T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Just that one act. Buy a couple. Buy some for you and your family, friends. You know what I'm saying? Support the people that are out there on the front lines. Put your money where you can't be. You know, that stands a lot to help these organizations keep fighting, to help independent black media like Black Westchester to keep existing. You understand? It's because of the advertisers we are able to give the paper away for free without charging anybody for it, because the information needs to trickle down to those who can't afford to buy a paper. Those are the people that most of the time need the information in the pages the most. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for all our advertisers. We really can't do it. Shout out to Monty Whitaker, calling from Baltimore. Anybody else that didn't name? Kenneth Chamberlain, where the hell is my shirt?
Yo, and Ken, one of them Acha cats, man. You better get Ken his shirt.
And again, support. Yo, I thank everybody for coming through and supporting Cupcake Cutie. That's Damon's daughter, but I look at her, she's my daughter's age too. I look at her as my daughter too. Yo, I respect all those people that supported her and continue to support her. Go by there, buy some cupcakes, take a picture, post it on social media, show your support. Anything that comes up, because, you know, there's going to be resistance on the other side too. You're not going to just embarrass this administration. You're not just going to stand up to this administration. You know, if you get into a fight, and I said this about other groups, if you get into a fight, you need to be prepared to go all the way in the fight. If you punch somebody and you knock them down, they're going to get back up and swing. You understand what I'm saying? So be prepared. So there probably might be some sort of retaliation. Right. So we need the people. Cupcake Cutie does not just need your support this weekend. They need your support when anything else comes at them in this and through this whole ordeal.
If Rich is consistent with the pattern in the past, he shut down Keela and Mega Beverage and OK Freddy's about 4 or 5 times before he finally relented. So what that means, everyone, is that Cupcake Cutie needs you to act in solidarity. And one of the least risk, one of the forms of solidarity that entail the least risk is coming out. I haven't said it, but I was there. When I got the call, yo, they trying to shut down your people's shop, I'm there. Because that is what solidarity requires. It requires showing up and standing beside one of your comrades when they find themselves under attack. So I encourage everyone, when you get the word, sometime this coming week, that the mayor has once again dispatched representatives from the buildings department and the police department to shut down Cupcake Cutie, come out and stand with us. Stand in support, and maybe that will deter the mayor from engaging in this kind of shameful activity that only does damage to the city.
Because, yo, it basically everybody loses.
We
just paid, the city just paid or just got ordered to pay for a lawsuit stemming back from the Clinton administration.
Right.
There are still lawsuits pending from the Davis administration. And in the 2.5 years, I believe that Mayor Thomas' actions have outdone both of them collectively of what has come and what is coming. Every action he takes, there is a lawsuit behind it. Not only do the city, the taxpayers pay for these lawsuits, but then you pay for the outside counsel that the city and the mayor's administration hires to fight these senseless lawsuits. So you're paying for it twice. You're paying for the outcome and you're paying for the lawsuit. I mean,
you're paying for the overtime for all those officers and building department employees who sat out there the other night. You're paying when they have to go to court. I mean, I don't know what Maisha's intent is, but if she decides to file a suit, then that means
we suing.
And everyone, this is avoidable.
We suing.
This is avoidable because at this point, the mayor should understand, has to understand that before you shut someone's business down.
Hold on, wait a minute. Didn't we have, damn, can I send it to you? You bring it up? Was it, wait a minute. Oh, maybe I don't. Oh, man.
We about to go off in a minute, though.
No. Go to Pugsy's P page. He was live at Cupcake Cutie. Pugsy P was live at Cupcake Cutie, man. Since he's our roving reporter sometimes.
Yeah, so Pugsy can make it out there. A little, what kind of dog is that? All y'all say y'all are big dogs could make it too.
Pugsy with your 411 on your I'm alive for Cupcake Cutie Low T. And my question is, what the hell is wrong with Thomas to harass my sister and Monty Jones? First it was they just people for Oda coming out of Cupcake Shop, and then no damn Oda coming out of Cupcake Shop, and the sweets and good smelling things. Now they going out and paperwork talking about the paperwork was expired, and this was done, and that was done. What's wrong with that man? He needs to focus on his own issues instead of messing around with black women and black businesses.
The mayor just cuckoo for cuckoo puff. Disrespectful son of a bitches.
We know what it's all about. It's all about you just trying to get back at Dave Jones. So why don't you just be a man? Why don't you just be a man? Or if it's that bad, just post some gloves and get out and shake hands like women do. Be part of the grown-ass man club for a chain man, huh? What the hell is wrong with you? All you do is showing people in Melbourne and the rest of the state that you are unstable, you're unhinged. You need mental help, psychiatric treatment, or maybe just be goddamn hard. Whatever it is, you done fucked up now. You done really fucked up now, man. You done really fucked up now.
I think you really fucked up now.
Time to lock his ass up. But for real though, we gotta get behind my shit, my teeth, and Cupcake Cutie, and all the other black businesses in Mount that this man's terrorized. And by the way, what the hell are all the other elected officials? What the hell is Gary Petlow, Lyndon Williams, Tudlow? What that boy name from the Bahamas? I can't get the boy name from the Bahamas.
Jamal Bailey.
Yeah, where the hell is him too? Where is the government? That don't need to come out. The government just pull this fool out. We gotta stop calling these people because this is a shame. Tear down our city. Once again, big shout out to my chef. Fight power.
Yo, so
That's Pugsy P. Big up, give Pugsy P a hand. Like I said, you gotta have humor in the day of nonsense.
no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So lastly, yes, anybody who wants to buy a shirt, want to purchase a shirt, the link is online right now. Hit the PayPal. We'll arrange to get it to you or mail it to you. If it's over 1X, you add $1 per X. If you want it mailed to you, add $5 and it will be mailed to you. Allow us 2 weeks. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for the orders that's coming in already. Please state your size and your address if it needs to be mailed to you. Make sure that you do that. You can start ordering right now. You can hit the PayPal link, and we'll have a link on Black Westchester later, and I'll make sure that we share that as well. Thank you for your support. Tasha said Pugsy P is the best mascot ever. And I agree, Sean Patterson Howard, they need to walk down 4th Avenue and see how many stores have certificates of occupancy.
Exactly.
I'm sure less than 50%. I said that with OK Freddy's.
Hold
as
on,
well.
4th Avenue, you could go on Fleetwood.
Right.
You ain't gotta go 4th Avenue.
They were not. They were not. Oh, and they were not closed 100%. It's not about the CFO. It's about retaliation.
Exactly.
Tasha Diaz says, "I'll see you for mine. Thank you for your support." She's gonna buy a T-shirt. I got a couple other people who have already told me and text me saying that they want a shirt, and I'll arrange to get them their shirt and they can meet me. Thank you for your support. This is our 4-year
Thank you,
anniversary.
everybody. Much love. And thank you for the support for my family, for my wife, for my daughter. And we're going to continue to stand strong. And thank you for your support.
So we are celebrating the 4-year anniversary of BlackWestchester.com. The 4-year anniversary of this show today that started August 3rd, 2014. And the 1-year anniversary of the print edition. Make sure you get your copy. And don't forget to get them T-shirts. Don't forget to go buy Cupcake Cutie and get some cupcakes and take your pictures. Until next week, man. We out here. Oh, yo, and don't forget to check us out tomorrow on WVOX from 11 a.m. to 12 noon on the Black Westchester Power Hour.
That's
where
right.
We will continue this conversation.
And I'm saying
Definitely.
the challenge on there too, man. Charity, charity, charity. It's all for charity.
Yeah.
That's your public mindedness coming out.
With that said, thank you everybody who tuned in. Thank you everybody who is listening. Thank you for everybody who left comments. I didn't get to all of y'all. We greatly appreciate everything, all the support. We couldn't do it without you. Until next week. Check out the new intro and outro. Peace.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not